they're going to be homeless and start punching people, and you take care of that thing and you take care of that thing, and all of a sudden it actually starts feeding each other in a cycle.
What I'm saying is it sustainable?
Oh,
because a lot of the times that you could bring a collective together and they can all subscribe to an idea only to realize that, you know what, this isn't for me, and back out of the deal because they were more profitable, or they had more control, or whatever their agenda lies. They preferred it the way it was prior. And we got to keep in mind, people in general do not like change.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
If you criminalize hard drugs possession, some companies gain from that black market. So you need to find a way to also take away their power and say, hey, we're going to take care of you in a certain way that it doesn't feel like they're going to be homeless and start punching people. And you take care of that thing and you take care of that thing. And all of a sudden it actually starts feeding each other in a cycle. He's like, hey, you still want to be
where everyone's benefiting because of this?
You go to the drug dealer. Like, do you really want to be drug dealing?
But wouldn't that have to have all these different parties actually have a conversation?
Not. It's like inviting people to a party. Mm-hmm. When I invite people to a party, I don't just go blast it out loud. I asked one person at a time, do you want to come? You're free. Do you want to come? You're free. Do you want to come? You're free. And if I get enough yeses, then I blast. I have now a core critical mass of 20 people who said yes to this because I ended individually. Now I can put on blast because I know 20 people at least are going to come.
Party is one thing, but once you get everybody to the party, you have to see if it's sustainable, if you have the right mix of people.
I think I throw a really damn good party. I've been running trips for the last 10 years of places I've never been to before because I know after 10 years of mistakes and figuring things out, I know how to run a really good trip. Because I identify, how do I get so many people to come with me? It's little individuals that come to me. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to take all these things. I see a critical mass. Right. And then I say, hey, let's go to this place. Right. It's not like me saying, hey, we're going here, and then have no one show up to my party.
But what I'm saying is it sustainable? Because a lot of the times that you could bring a collective together and they can all subscribe to an idea only to realize that, you know what, this isn't for me, and back out of the deal because they were more profitable, or they had more control, or whatever their agenda lies. They preferred it the way it was prior. And we got to keep in mind, people in general do not like change.
People don't like change, but people change.
For sure.
Times change.
What I'm saying is that there will be a lot of resistance met.
You have to trust in the system of as well how life works and the way I experience it. People get strokes and die. People get heart attacks and retire. Sometimes you can go up to a person who profits off the black market and say, hey, do you really want to be doing this at the age of 60? I know it was really cool when you were 30, but now you're 60 with kids and grandkids. Is this the way you want to go? Actually, no. Can I have another way? But this is all I know. I don't want to feel comfortable. Well, why don't you try this? It's kind of a thing. And then he's like, okay, fine. And then, by the way, we're also going to legalize weed and whatever. And I was like, as long as you guarantee me this, because I kind of just don't want to do this the rest of my life because I have kids. You just have to get to their emotions. And then you shift them to another kind of line of work that keeps them sustainable. You get rid of the power of the black market, so there's no leverage and there's no lobbying power from them. And then you legalize weed. You make all this room for the prisons, so all the people who now get out of them. You make sure they're taken care of mental health counselor-wise, so they're not taking vengeance on society. And then you have no room in public prisons, so you deprivatize the prison system, so they don't have anything. You shift them all over. You have more room, and you create this cycle. Obviously, it sounds easier than said than done, but you see the way I'm thinking, and this is all after in the middle of 90-degree weather, and three guys in a room that just met each other. If I can think of this on the spot, off the top of my head, if I really get down to pen and paper and get the kinks of it all, I think we can find that art. It may not be perfect, but it's way better than trying to hurt another people to appease another people, because that's the shit that we're in right now.
Again, common sense may not be so common sense sometimes, because you can go that route and you can only then realize there are unintended consequences.
Sure. I might be
may occur.
I might be the most naive person right now saying all this, but right now, you asked me, this is what it makes most sense. And
and I'll give you a perfect example. It's like, all right, US is in debt, right? We need money. So what do?
But then the thing about the concept of money. What is money? Money is just a trust system.
Let's talk about this. We print more money to address that. It's common sense. Okay, we need more money, so let's print more money, and let's also raise the taxes on people. So common sense, okay, that'll create more liquidity. It'll create more, and let's raise the taxes from 24.5% capital gains to 45 or whatever they said, right? So let's just say that happens. And again, that is if you make over $1 million gross. So, but let's just raise the capital gains, but then there'll be loopholes then, because then now unintended consequences, right? Now they may loophole they'll wait till they die and transfer it to their kids, or they may do gifts. I'm pretty sure these people do not want to pay a 45% tax. That is significant. It's double what they were used to. They may think that this is bringing in more revenue by raising the taxes, but maybe because the taxes are higher now, they're looking at ways to not sell their share, not sell their stock or their equity. They're
And
looking
actually end up making more money.
Government,
because
they'll be making less because they can't tax that money. Before, you were getting 23% of a million. For every million, you're
Oh
getting
no, I'm talking about the people
23%.
who's holding onto the stocks. They're just going to make more money by holding steady instead of buying and selling and stuff.
Right.
Like that. So as long as you buy the S&P 500,
ideally, yeah.
as long as you buy the S&P 500, it's very simple, man. Just do the Buffett style. Like just everyone's trying to do this get rich quick scheme.
If you have that time,
No, you're not gonna get
but
rich
that's what
quick.
I'm saying. It sounds common sense, but now they're revisiting those tax laws because okay, this may actually give us less, may generate less revenue. We may have to revisit this, and that's what I'm saying with some of these laws or things that we want to change that sound common sense. There may be unintended consequences, and therefore we may make things worse.
Yeah, but the same in my lines, like literally tomorrow, somebody can discover the formula for cold fusion, or Elon Musk lands a rocket on an asteroid, and then wealth is meaningless. Tomorrow, you can really believe it. That's this. You can't predict all the stuff, but that's very viable. Someone discovers the formula of cold fusion. There's unlimited energy. You completely equalize the wealth system once that energy is so high that everyone has access to it.
Speaking of that, there was a conspiracy theory that Tesla actually did figure out how to.
Cold fusion.
Yeah, or Tesla lands a rocket and then it lands on an
Not
asteroid.
Tesla, the company.
Elon Musk.
Not Elon Musk. No. The original Tesla.
Nikola
Tesla. Yeah. That he found a way to
Unlimited source of electricity.
It's an electricity. And once you
Tesla coil?
make energy,
and he
limit-
wanted to make it free and share that technology.
yeah, and then-
the idea of limitless energy is that it cannot but be free because it's so much power that literally it's everywhere. You can plug it in.
Right.
It's like fuck,
It's in the air.
it's there.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was looking into wireless electricity.
Yes.
That was the concept.
Tesla or Elon lands a SpaceX rocket on a floating asteroid, and we now have unlimited ore and
Minerals.
gold, and basically all your wealth of everything. I hope you bought gold. Hope you bought iron. Or I hope you didn't buy iron or shorted it or something like that.
Well, actually, gold's on its way up right now.
It's all
Yeah.
these woulda, coulda, shouldas with money. Like anyone can just do something like that by changing the laws. How did Brazil get out of debt for the time being? It literally completely created a new currency. It's like, this is the new real thing. And they're like, okay, it's called the real because it's real. And it's like, okay, really just like the concept of money is so fluid and based on human trust that you can answer anywhere. My answer always, it depends. I can create value out of anything. I can basically create an NFT out of my trip.
Or a UFO can land, and all of a sudden, people just don't give a fuck anymore.
they
Their whole
freak out.
perception. We talked about this, because it's all over news headlines recently, that the Pentagon admit that there are UFOs.